Young people here are urged to seek quality education, not just to get a good job, but to enhance their character as well. The advice comes from Chief Education Officer Gilchrist, who was addressing the recently held recognition ceremony for the scholastic achievements of students at the 2014 CSEC and CPEA examinations. Gilchrist says the change of the Common Entrance Examination to the Caribbean Primary Assessment Examination, CPEA, has shown the need for the youths of SVG to learn certain important lifelong values that can add to their contribution to the development of the country.
Therefore, caution our students and young people here today to seek quality education as not just academic excellence and examination fervor alone. So I implore you to pay attention to the development of excellent leadership qualities. Become involved in some form of community service and develop commendable characteristics which will make you valuable citizens, contributing to your country and to the world. The CPEA has certainly brought into sharp focus the concept of education for the transformation of attitudes, and not merely education as the process of passing on bits of information. In acknowledging that quality education is critical to St. Vincent and the Grenadines' economic future, the Ministry of Education continues its major thrust in transforming our education institutions and our assessment procedures to deliver quality education at all levels.
Bishop of the Roman Catholic Church here, Msgr Charles Jason Gordon, says every child has the potential to be great. However, some parents do not give them the opportunity to find what they will excel at. Gordon says this hinders his or her emotional and mental growth, which can have serious negative repercussions in the future.
Children, because children were born how children are born, like every child was born. And every child was born to be a genius. Every child. But if we evaluate children wrongly, for things that they're not good at, then we will never see them as a genius. Albert Einstein once said, every child is born to be a genius, but if you ask a fish to climb a mountain, it will think its whole life is an idiot. And sometimes we're asking fish to climb mountains because we're not recognizing the giftedness of our children, we're not doing the right things as parents to raise them, and we're not giving them the right nurturing and opportunities to help them to flourish.
Meantime, Bishop Gordon says parents should be held accountable for their child's behavior and attitude and their future successes or failures. Bishop Gordon says that in a recent study done, it was found that emotional intelligence is most important when compared to intelligence quota. He added that emotional intelligence is the single factor that separates the successful persons in life from the ones who struggle to achieve anything. According to the bishop, the reason for most children not possessing emotional intelligence is the fact that their parents are unable to say no to them and allow their children to overstep the boundaries of parent and child.
And if we don't understand our role as parents, and we keep giving in, we're raising a generation of children who have no EQ. And if we don't give our children the ability to delay gratification, the ability to hear no and know that no means no, the ability to be brought up as opposed to be dragged up, and the ability to do without things that they think that they want, in fact they only want them, they don't need them. If we can't do that for our children, then we're not going to raise a generation of children that we need in this society, and we would be at fault. People blame children, and I keep saying a bad child was never born. No child was ever born bad.
Bishop Gordon says what the children of SVG need is love. He is urging parents not to shower them with unnecessary gifts to make up for poor parenting.
And what our children really want are parents and love. And what we've been giving them is things and a lot of permission and a lot of permissiveness. And if we're not giving them love, then we're not helping them to grow. And love doesn't mean dumping stuff on kids that they want. Love means being present to them, spending time with them, nurturing them, being available to them, having rough and rugged conversations with them. And most important, having that sacred boundary, the sacred no. that you can say to your child, where you say no, and you mean no, and no matter what they come at you with, you stand with your no, because and you look at them in their face and say, darling, I love you too much to let you do this. So don't come at me again, because I love you too much, so I'm not letting you do this. And that's how a child knows that they're really loved. When a parent is willing to actually stand their ground and say no. When a parent gives in to a child and pampers a child and always gives way to a child, then the child becomes the parent and the parent becomes the child, and we've exchanged our roles, and when we exchange our roles, we destroy our children.
Director of the STEM program, Petrus Gums, is encouraging parents to give their children the opportunity to attend the program's summer camp. The camp, which is held from July to August, is geared towards exposing students to new and interesting ideas and different techniques relating to the computer.
In secondary school for the July-August summer vacation. This one is basically more to expose the kids to what is happening or what they can use in their environment to help them improve themselves, whether it be art. We use, right now we using like the banana leaves and so forth, use all those natural resources to create new and interesting things. So it's all about exposing. So we have things like game development, and we newly introduced for the first time here in St. Vincent and Grenadines, the robotics. For the summer camp, the registration deadline is July 4th, so parents have some time to know about it to get their kids there. Parents can pick up a registration form at the St. Martin Secondary and deliver it back there. They can also join us on Facebook. We have it the registration form there for parents that you can download. We have STEM SVG, STEM St. Vincent on Facebook, so they can go there and get all of that information and see what has been happening.
Gums used the opportunity to list some of the activities that the children will be participating in during the summer program.
Also bringing in the primary school, because for the past 2 years we've been focusing on the secondary school. So we're bringing in the primary school, and they will be spending the whole day there with us. So they will be doing everything from maths, information technology, English, science, and they will even have fun afternoons. We will be carrying them on 2 field trips, because we're also working with Ministry of Agriculture to get them on trips to show them what they can do, especially in the field of agriculture. And we'll also be taking them on a leeward trip, which take them to the Vinlek factory and take them down to the leeward side and have a little fun afternoon with them.
The ICT teacher is also advising children to stop using the internet and their laptops for useless ventures.
A lot of our kids still today, they have, well, the government give them 1 laptop per child, and pretty much almost every home have a laptop now because they're not that expensive or inaccessible. But most of the time you see our kids mostly watching YouTube and Facebook instead of actually doing something productive with it. So we are training these kids to use the laptops, use these laptops to gather resources, do productive stuff like build your own little mobile device, because some kids will be able to do that at the end. Build your own little game application, use it to find research information to build something that I will put in your hand. Use it to gather information how to get a robot to avoid an obstacle. So we are teaching the kids now, not only should you just be consuming or looking at materials that is out there for, we could call useless material or junk that is placed there by other person, but start using it to enhance yourself.
A ceremony to mark the completion of physical work on the fuel storage and distribution facility at Lomans Bay will be held here on Tuesday. The facility is a joint venture between the government of Venezuela and SVG under the Petro-Carib Agreement. The facility is valued at some $40 million and is expected to increase the capacity for storing fuel here for approximately 3 months. Tuesday's ceremony begins at 3 p.m. and will hear addresses from Chief Executive Officer of the St. Vincent Electricity Services Limited, Vinlek, Thorny Myers, President of the Petro-Carib Joint Venture, Bernardo Alvarez, and Vice President of Venezuela, Hugo Arriaza. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves will deliver the feature address.